Hello, welcome to BasketNews Talks. We have Nikola Kalinic, Barcelona forward here in Istanbul. Hello, Nikola.
Hello, Donatas.
Let's start with the main action from the beginning. Can you just put us in that room where Nikola Kalinic is watching Turkey and Serbia playing basically a do-or-die game for the World Cup qualification?
Yeah, well, we knew that it's going to be a hard game. We know that both teams are great, and it was an intense game as always with Serbia and Turkey. It's always like we played during the summer, also a couple of years ago. It's always great games, and I was sure that we have a good team, that we were going to win. The guys played incredibly. Especially Guduric was leading them, but everybody else played great, and the winner for us. I mean, I personally wasn't able to go there to join them. I needed some rest with all the stuff going on, but I knew that they were going to win, and at the end they won.
Just in general, if everybody was listening to players, and for example you were the ambassador of president of ELBA, let's say, and it's up to you how national teams should play, if there would be windows or not, or national teams would play only in summer, what would be your call? Would you cancel windows? Would you make somehow all the EuroLeague players available?
Well, I don't think necessary that windows are bad. I mean, it's just bad that you put more games and less time to travel and to recover and do all those stuff. So my opinion is, I think there is going to be some like suggestion that ELPA is going to give to EuroLeague and FIBA. But my personal opinion is that we should have windows, maybe 2 windows, one in the middle of the season, or maybe in February, to make it like All-Star break in the NBA, to make it a 2 or 3 weeks break from EuroLeague, and then in that period of time we can play cup games, we can travel, play national team games. Who wants to play, the American guys can go to the States, or maybe we can make it for Christmas. I believe that a lot of American players haven't been in the States for Christmas for I don't know how long, so it would also be really cool for them to be with their families. Or maybe, so that's my suggestion, to be one window like that, and in that period to play 3 or 4 qualification games. And the other one maybe to be at the end of the season or something like that. But I personally, the thing that I dislike the most is like this year's EuroBasket. You finish EuroBasket, and then immediately after 2, 3, 4 days you have immediately games. Not even practice, you're practicing almost the next day or 2 days after, but you have games immediately. You are really, after the whole summer, after all the games, then you have to start from zero and to start immediately the new season. So that in my opinion should be also changed, maybe to put all the competitions after the season. So make it, you finish the season, something like in football, when you finish the season, to play with the national team, and then to have 2 months off or something, But that's my opinion, not the official of ELPA or anything else.
It's just a dream, right? More than some possibility, let's say, or it's really kind of actively discussed, at least among the players. Yeah,
well, we are trying, because we are witnesses that nothing is going to change, in my opinion, if we continue like this. Everybody are just putting the ball into others' yard, and the players are playing, and you're putting more and more games every season. You have more and more games in EuroLeague, in domestic leagues, with windows, with EuroBaskets, World Cups. You're just putting more and more games, and I think it's the time for players to give some suggestion, as we are going to do in some next period, and to try to satisfy everybody, especially for, first of all, players, because at the end of the day we are playing on the court.
Yeah, there was also kind of idea by Yanis Feropoulos to have a 5-month EuroLeague season, later domestic competitions, probably EuroLeague teams joining domestic competitions, to kind of dramatically change the calendar. What would you think about that?
I think it would be great, and everybody who are playing EuroLeague probably thinks the same. But if you ask domestic leagues, they realize that the best teams are the ones from the EuroLeague, so they're not going to allow to lose those games that are the most attended and most watched. For example, I don't know, Red Star Partizan in Adriatic League, all the fans are watching those games, or Žalgiris Kaunas when plays against some Lithuanian team, or Real Madrid, Barca, they are filling up the arenas. So for EuroLeague teams, that would be great. Also, you have the perspective that how many times in the last 20 years happened that one EuroLeague didn't play playoffs. So why you don't put them then immediately? Maybe Unicaja one time or something like that. But general EuroLeague teams are playing always the playoffs. So that's how it is. If we put them, it will be better for everybody. But it's open for discussion. I like that proposal, but I don't think that any domestic leagues would accept that, to be honest.
One last thing about Serbia national team. What do you think? What did you guys learn as a group from EuroBasket experience, and what could be fixed, improved for the World Cup competition to be more successful to win medals? Let's say.
Well, I think we learned that it's enough to win by 1 point. I think we all, the players and the coaches and everybody, we were excited. We wanted to win by 20, 30 to show that we are better than everybody. And because we had the group we had where we more or less won every game easily, then we thought against Italy also we're gonna win by 20, 30. And on halftime we're winning 6 points, which is totally okay. You need to win by 1 at the end of the game, and we are not satisfied. We want to change something. We want to be even more, and I think that's maybe a lesson that we all can learn. At least I learned that lesson. I don't know for the others, and we will see. Everything else is more or less the same. Always is going to be euphoric, how are the Serbians for basketball. It's always they like basketball so much, and they are always hoping for the medals, which is good, which is great, and it's going to be like it's going to be.
So you kind of say that maybe some players were anxious with having such a small lead against Italy in that playoff game?
No, I think I don't know is the word anxious the right one, but maybe we were as a group unsatisfied. We thought we should win by more. Maybe that's the one lesson I took it out from that game. The rest of the summer, I think it went on great. I mean, we won against Greece in Belgrade. We won against Turkey in Istanbul. Now we saw how important this game was. So those 2 great wins, and after that, the great EuroBasket until that game. So I think in general it wasn't that bad. I mean, we didn't took the medal or we didn't won the gold, but okay, it was more or less good summer.
You're here in Istanbul. Jan is also coming back to Istanbul, and this place brings you a lot of good memories. What do you think in general now about Fenerbahce's rebuild? I mean, you came back, you returned, many familiar faces left. There is only Marko Gudric, no Željko, no Jan, no others. What do you like the most so far about this new Fenerbahce team?
Well, I think they turned with the trends that are coming up in the EuroLeague. I think they went more athletic. They went for physicality. That's my on every position. I think they brought guys who can play EuroLeague on the highest athletic levels, and that's what's working for them so far. We saw that they are switching a lot. They are trying to slow the pace in defense, and they are trying to ruin your offenses, and that's working. We know that Tudis, that he's a great coach. He is so far doing a great job, and we will see. I don't know. I think it's still early in the season to say about some predictions, but like we all see, they have only 1 loss, and that's away game in Barcelona. They won all the other games. They're playing also good in Turkish league, so I think they're good so far.
How do you feel about Red Star starting the season and already having a coaching change?
Well, I feel bad. I mean, obviously that's the team where I played last year, and I'm sad. I mean, I'm sad. I don't know. Yeah, I feel sad, but I think it's logical maybe because they also changed a lot of players. So they changed the coach, so more or less we knew something like that is going to happen. But I think only that loss against Zadar in Belgrade in Adriatic League, that was the biggest deal. Everything else in EuroLeague, I mean, you can't expect to win against Istanbul, against FS away, or some games they had in their schedule. And yeah, I feel sad also that maybe some things didn't work out at the end of the last year. So we all stayed together, like I said, because I think we had a good group, and then we could continue. But I think they're gonna be good. They brought some new guys, and I think they're gonna do well this season.
What do you mean by saying you could continue with the same group? Was there a big possibility?
There was possibility all the time. I mean, only it was a little bit slower than it was supposed to be, and
you mean that the club
happened.
didn't make some faster moves to show how important you guys, not just you, but coach, for example, some other players, and you just wanted some stability for the future, or to know some answers, to get some answers?
Yeah, let's say like that. Yes, let's say like that.
And as a centerpiece of the club, like Coach Radonjic, also a lot of important players left. What do you think, just in general, about the direction the club took, with this rebuild? Because looking at the team, it feels like that the mentality of the team, the idea of the team is a little bit different. There was also the new coach now, of course, if Ivanovic is coming. But what, just in general, you think about the direction the club took after the successful era?
I mean, it would be best if they could bring Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Nikola Jokic and to sign for Red Star, and then they would have the biggest chance to win everything. But I think that they did the best they can do. They brought the players who were available, who were good for the team in that moment. And like I said, I really think they're gonna be good. I think they have a good team. Only they just don't know the rules. I couldn't manage. I didn't watch too many of their games, so that's why I cannot say more about actual game. But the feeling, what I can see from highlights and from the stats, that maybe they still don't have the roles, and that only takes time, So I think as the time is passing, maybe also with the new coach they can wake up a little bit, shock therapy, what we say in Serbia, and I really think they're gonna be good. I think they're a good team. They have good pieces, only they need to be put together a little bit.
And just the last thing, as you mentioned, you can sacrifice your role, you don't care about your role, you just want to win. What do you think, what are the 3 reasons, or just can you continue the sentence, Barcelona wins the EuroLeague if we score
more points than the other finalists in the finals of EuroLeague.
What's the championship formula? I mean, you know how to win the EuroLeague. I mean, you saw some championship examples.
There is no formula. If there is a formula, then everybody, it will be very easy to win it, So there is no formula. Especially with this last few years, I thought there is formula, but then you saw how FS was starting the seasons, and I thought, no way they will go into the playoffs. They won it to the end. So I think the formula is maybe just to be healthy in the most important times. So to try to be healthy in March, April, May, especially May, obviously, but also end of the EuroLeague playoff games and Final Four. Who is the healthiest in that moment? I think usually they win the EuroLeague. So also it was shown when we won with Fenerbahce, when everybody went back, we started playing great. So I think that's maybe the formula, but like I said, there is no formula.
Nikola Kalinic, thank you for conversation.